Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Final episode of the year. Keegs Kota podcast. I don't even know what number it is anymore. I've opened too many presents.
32.
It's so many. Welcome to all our favorite people in the world that take the time to actually listen to this. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We got a bunch of nonsense to talk to you about today, so kick back and relax because we're going to get into it. Who made this music right here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was me. That's why it's terrible. I love when I find the music that I made, like when I get drinking.
I dig it though.
Remember the few that I found after like a late night drinking that I had no clue that I made, and I was like, what are these?
You listen to them.
Playing, I'm like, whoa! I was in a mood that night. I was feeling myself. Glad nobody heard me. Well, welcome to the Bernie Dyke. Oh wait, no, this is a Keegs Kota podcast. Bernie Dyke Productions. We're gonna put it all together when we're done. So welcome to all the people. I hope you had a great holiday, and let's kick this thing off, my friend.
Let's get on it.
So how you been, man? How was your Christmas?
It's good. It was Christmas, you know. It was some family. It was food. It was fun. There was drinking. Probably a little too much drinking, but it was good. I saw some of you had family around. And
Oh yeah.
you had all kinds of stuff going on. You guys went on a little road trip or something? You guys like go up north or something like that?
That was a little while ago when we
or
went.
no, well, and then one of your sisters is like in Laughlin right now.
Yeah, that's Jordan's in Laughlin right now.
Yeah.
But that was the main goal for me when I moved out here. Like my main goal was to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. No, my goal was to get at least my sisters out here. You know, obviously you want to try to get a friend out here when you first move, but
Yeah.
the main goal after a little while was, you know, get the consistent people in your life out here. So I tried to get my sisters out here, and I'm lucky enough to have them both. And so we did a family Christmas here. I cooked a turkey in my new oven, which, dude, I got so many cooking utensil things now. Or like
we were just
whatever.
talking about that.
It looks like I'm shooting infomercials.
I was just talking to
kitchen.
Crystal out there. I'm like, you got the air fryer here, you got the new pressure cooker, you got the new stove. And what do you do with all this?
It's like my family's trying to tell me a sign. Like, we want you to keep cooking when we come. You know, maybe my food's good or something. They like me cooking. I don't know what it is. So it was probably the time that I tried to cook Thanksgiving dinner with an oven that didn't want to hold temp, and it took 8 hours to cook a turkey.
Oh my God.
That last one took 3, like I told you, right on the dot. It was like 3 hours and 30 minutes.
If you spatchcock it, it'd be like 2 hours.
Yeah, I didn't hit it with a spatula or nothing like that. I try to keep it simple. You know, I wasn't doing none of that like B&M or S&M shit in my kitchen with the turkey. You know?
Spatchcock is awesome though. You cut the collarbones and just fold the breast open.
Oh yeah.
And so it's flat.
I've done that. Yeah, we talked about that. I did that with chickens.
Yeah.
Little chickens on the smoker.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man. So that's what we did. We opened presents. It was mainly about my niece, it was cool.
She's the only kiddo.
Yeah, I got a new shirt, new alien shirt. So I'm happy about that. We got, you know, it's funny because you get sent money, and that's cool. Like you're like, oh, cool.
Always.
I can always use the money, but then most of the time, like I got to buy them a gift. And I feel like I'm at that point in my life.
You're like buying them their gift with their money.
Typically, the gift that they need to be getting from me at this point in my life, I feel like is about that amount of money that they sent me. And so I feel like it's like they want me to, like, I want $100 gift this year. All right, cool. Let me get you that gift. Because, like, I don't feel like
I'm going to throw 20 on gas and get you 80.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's crazy. It's tough because, like, dude, just give me a present on a random day. Don't worry about the big expensive shit. That shit's just weird to me. I've always been that kid, like, not a bah humbug, but just I caught it early. Like, saw people like, oh, you're being nice, and you're not a nice person most of the year. It's kind of random.
I think the personal presents are the best. It was my friend Janie's birthday yesterday, and we played dice and card games all the time when we were like hanging out drinking. And she's always the queen of like grabbing the dice out of her purse, like grabbing cards and stuff. So
she's just packing.
She's always be packing the table games, you know. And she's a Harry Potter fan, so I got her some like Slytherin cards, and then I got her like some new dice. They're like big, like clearish red ones. And it was like that's what she's always always down to do, always down to play games. So it was like, that was a gift that was like directly for her. Like it wouldn't, for someone else, it would be like, all right, cool, thanks.
Your daughter have a good Christmas?
Yeah, she made out like a bandit, of course.
They do, man. At that age, it's...
Oh, man.
You start to get a little reminiscent.
I'm like, I wish somebody would have like bought her some books or something. Fuck, now I got to go buy some books, which I did yesterday.
That's, I thought about it now. You always think of the best present after Christmas. So I'm going to like put it on a list for myself for next year. I want like a year paid to like jujitsu or something, or
That's
6 months or something like that. Like cover the first 6 months for me.
Or even like pay a gym membership for like a year.
Yeah, or gym. But for me personally, like I think that would be a cool, like everybody pitched in and I could just do jujitsu for a year.
The only problem with that is if you started like slacking off on it, you might look at it as like, well, I've done it for about 4 months now. I kind of need a break. And also, it's no fucking change, no scratch out of my pocket. So
right. Well, for me, I don't know. I'm so like, even though I haven't been aggressive in a long time, it's still there.
Yeah,
I want to go in there and just roll.
It doesn't necessarily have to be aggression either. It's an art form.
Just that, not aggression, but that
full body utilization.
Yeah, that urge to compete.
You'd be surprised how tired you get too.
Oh, I know. I've done it, man. Get in the car and you
wrestle
away.
for like 2 minutes.
And you're just like, I don't know if I can move.
Not too long ago, some kids were all arguing about jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and they're like, wanted to, but one didn't, but wanted to talk a bunch of shit. I was like, I'll wrestle. You want to wrestle? Kid's like, yeah. Pulls his shirt off. Smashed him in like 45 seconds. Let him back up, and he just wanted more. And I was like, all right, as long as you're not like, getting like trying to fight. And then beat him like 3 times in a row in like 3 minutes. And me and him were both fucking arm around each other, grabbing a beer and shit. Of course, we're stupid testosterone-driven dudes drinking in the backyard.
Grabbing Coca-Colas.
Grabbing Coca-Colas and Dr. Peppers.
Did we talk about that? The Coca-Cola? I don't think we did. Because you're watching all the holiday bullshit you see on TV. And I got watching like Coca-Cola, and it's that time of year, so it's the infamous. They double down on the polar bear commercials.
Oh yeah.
And I got thinking to myself, like, their biggest advertisement, like icon, is a polar bear.
It's like one of the most dangerous animals in the world.
And so I kind of was curious, like, how much does Coca-Cola donate?
Yeah, it's a minimal amount too, isn't it?
So small.
To like polar bear research?
Yeah. So they did like the last thing I could find was like they did a charity, but it was only a couple $1 million, and they weren't even donating the couple $1 million. They were helping raise it. So it's like, wait a minute, you're not even.
They're like one of the largest companies in the world, like the biggest sugar advocate company in the world.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it was only like. And I looked up how much Coca-Cola made like last year, and it was like, I think it was like 130 something $1 billion.
Yeah, billion. Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be no less than.
And they didn't even donate like, 20 million.
Yeah, like they didn't even like throw them some peanuts.
And that's their biggest advertisement, like their icon figure.
Which is also crazy because the polar bear is the only bear that is 100% carnivorous. And it's the most dangerous bear. And here we are, like it's sliding down a little hill and cracking a glass bottle of real sugar Coca-Cola, which is a little more hard to find.
Dude, yeah, those things are fucking ferocious.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like chaw through like feet of ice to get to like something underneath it.
Yeah, like a sea lion.
Yeah, they're crazy.
They're crazy.
What was the other thing that we posterize like that and we make it look like happy, like stingrays and shit, but because they got the face. Oh, koala bear. We make them look so like nice and happy, but they're little dicks.
Koala bears aren't that like violent
but
or hostile.
No, they're mean.
But they carry a lot of chlamydia.
It's because they something like
they carry chlamydia.
But it's not just that. It's they feed them. Like constantly, like when you're holding them and shit, the ones that they just keep feeding them like eucalyptus or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, eucalyptus what they eat.
And so they just keep eating it.
They use that eucalyptus to fight off that fucking chlamydia.
Get that taste out of their mouth. That's crazy.
Otters
though.
too, man.
They're like going. They're extinct.
They're on the like endangered list.
Yeah,
I think,
for Australia.
And otters. Everyone thinks that otters are like this cute little animal. Otters are actually, you know how they say like we're the only species that like kills for enjoyment, like kills for fun, and has sex for fun and or for pleasure, you know, not for reproduction stuff. And we're the only ones who rape.
What about dolphins?
None of that's true, bro. None of that's true. Otters will literally, I saw one where it grabs like a bullfrog off of the bank. He's like floating down and just looks over, snags his bullfrog off the bank, bashes it onto a rock next to him, and like fucks this frog in the mouth. And then just like throws it in the water. And then there's another one, there's a dead otter floating down in the water, and 2 otters go up, like rip the eyeballs out of it and stuff, and start like raping it.
That's disgusting.
That's gnarly.
I think sea lions rape each other a lot too.
Yeah, I think so.
And like orcas, like the killer whales, they're always like meant to look like nice and stuff, but they are vicious, bro. They kill. Well, they kill tons of stuff.
For some reason, they've been known to like protect humans, but they'll kill like sharks and dolphins and shit.
Well, and it matters which kind, because I was watching a podcast and they were talking about how like there's different kinds. There's some that feed on mammals, and then there's others that don't, and they feed on like fish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If it's the fish ones, you're fine. You get flopping around in there with the ones that eat mammals, dude, you're going to look like a sea lion. You know what I mean? They're going to eat you if they're hungry. So, yeah, dude, it's just weird. The Coca-Cola thing had me like watching TV looking at it like, all right, I've seen 10 commercials. I know the budget's got to be, they got to have quite the return on it. So I looked the number up, and then I looked up like how much they donate to polar bears. And let me tell you what, it pops right up in Google when you start typing it. I'm not the only one that's had this thought.
It's pointless to donate to polar bears because they don't have any pockets. I don't know what they're going to do with that money.
I know. I think that's, what are you going to eat it?
Shout out Danny Boley for that joke last night. He was like, we were talking about turtles, and he's like, one of my buddies is like a marine biologist. And he was like, yeah, they only donate like 10% to turtles or whatever. And he's like, oh, you serious? He's like, what? And he's like, dude, turtles don't have pockets. That's just sitting in the ocean.
I'm going swimming.
It's a cheesy joke, but I thought it was funny. Speaking of Coca-Cola, I watched, have you ever watched Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj? It's on Netflix. It's one of those matter of fact, like gives you a lot of information, current topics, government.
I don't know. I don't think so.
He had just did an episode that I saw. I don't know how new it is. Talks about Coca-Cola and how obesity in the entire world has gone up like 64% or something, a large number. Because before it was like America was known for it, and then like England started to like be seen as getting more obese, and now worldwide, like Mexico, or maybe I don't know if it was South America as a whole, or it might have been just in Mexico, their obesity rates went from 13 to 39 to like 76 in a matter of like 2 decades. And a lot of it is due to Coca-Cola. It's easier for them and cheaper for them to get a hold of Coca-Cola than it is clean water in Mexico. They were talking about they have babies that they're putting Coca-Cola in their bottles because they can't get milk or formula and like the proper nutrition for a baby, an infant. And they're putting Coca-Cola in their bottles.
A drink that was designed to get a heroin addict clean and like get his shit off morphine and like cocaine.
Is that what it was like really invented for?
Mm-hmm. That's what he invented it for. He was trying to make a tonic. It was a time when elixirs and tonics were a big deal for like modern medicine. And so he was a morphine addict, and he was trying to get himself off of morphine, and he was mixing all this stuff up, and he was using a little bit of cocaine, and he finally, after...
That's a good move if you want people to stop doing something else and doing that.
Yeah. Here, try this. So that's what he did, though, is he made it, and it worked, and it was the shit. And he was, like, hustling it for a while, but he was bad with his money, and he had, like, the patent on it, and he had a company. And he eventually, it turned into a soda or whatever because he was trying to mix it. And all he had, I think, was like a tonic there, and he mixed it with the tonic water.
And then it probably fermented a little bit too and created more carbonation or something.
Whatever it did, it was a hit, and he started selling it, but then he was hurting for money. So he started selling like the rights or like part of the business to
Yeah.
different people, and then he finally sold it to the guy that took it over, and he had like 50%, and then when he died, the dude went in and bought the final 2 shares for like final half from the mother and son for like $500 a piece or something like that.
And how long ago was this?
Oh, it was a long time ago, but it still wasn't
In like
shit
the
for money.
40s or something?
Yeah, it was probably before that. And then he owned 100% of it, and then he just shout out to anybody that's interested in that type of stuff. Watch that the Food That America Was Built On, or whatever I talked
The
about.
Food That Built America.
Food That Built America. That thing had, I might go back and watch that again. That was so interesting on just like how these
History
people
Channel.
were, we were hustlers. And that's why, even though they were eating all that shit, they weren't getting fat because they were hustlers, man. They were out there busting their ass. If you want to keep up with the robots, man, we're already too slow right now.
There's a lot more real sugar, too, not as much high fructose corn syrup. Because I think Coca-Cola is the number one exporter, or like the number one user of high fructose corn syrup and stuff.
Just get fat. It's all good. Just get fat, because look at it like this.
The entire world's on its way.
When the robots or whatever the AI take over, you're gonna die anyway. So you don't want to do all that extra. Bro, you're gonna work way too hard to try to run from them. They can get you anyway. They can find you in a cave and kill you. Suck the air out of the cave with a little bomb we made.
Yeah, didn't you see the was it the IG droid on Mandalorian newest episode 8?
Oh, the self-destruct droid?
The nurse droid, which is normally like a hunter droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that thing just went and destroyed everybody.
Dude, when that thing, if anybody hasn't seen the final episode, spoiler alert, when that thing came ripping down to save him, and it just came bombing in, that was just, well, first he just broke that dude's
He turned his body to block
shield.
And then flipped his arms back the other way and turned his head back around, so he just spins completely around.
I got to go watch that one again, because they gave a bunch of information on like what the thing was and like what it was called.
No, they didn't.
What its species.
They didn't tell you that. He said it's a findling or a foundling, just meaning they found it, I think.
But then
they tell you Mandalorian's real name. They tell you who Gina Carano, the UFC chick that's in there. They tell you her name. They tell you who the older black dude is. And then you find out who he is, the bad guy, Mauve or whatever is.
Yeah, and then he has that sword at the end.
The dark saber. That's trippy.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be... So I don't know. I mean, I like Star Wars. I'm into Star Wars. I just went and saw the brand new movie, which was good, by the way. The end of the Skywalker saga. So 9 movies, Skywalker saga. Boom, done. No more. Nothing to do with like the Rebels and Empire Skywalker saga of it. But yeah, there's like the green, the blue, the red, the yellow sabers. Mace Windu, Samuel Jackson had the purple saber, which is kind of funny. And then this dude's got the dark saber, which I think that's always been like that's been.
I just saw a meme with the purple one. Did you see that one?
Yeah, it's for like cutting motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's like all the knives, and it's like bread knife, cheese knife, all these different knives, and at the bottom it's the lightsaber, and it's like purple, and it's just motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's like for what they're used to cut for, or what they're used to cut. Motherfuckers. Meme.
I love when a meme.
But that dark saber has always kind of been like a like something we haven't seen yet in the Star Wars universe, as far as I know. It might have been in like the cartoons, Clone Wars or Rebels, or whatever. But
yeah, I read something that it was.
So I think this is its first appearance in live acting Star Wars.
They killed it with the Mandalorian,
dude.
Oh, and you saw who it was, which I love that guy.
So what was?
Who the Mandalorian is?
Oh yeah.
When they take his helmet off. That's the dude from...
I already know who it was because I looked up on IMDb who the actors were and shit.
Oh, yeah. It's the guy from Narcos, right?
Mexican dude.
Yeah. He's the shit.
Yeah. He's dope.
He's good in everything.
Yeah.
Him.
Mandalorian.
They need to make a movie with him and... I should know these guys. Is it Michael Pena?
Yes. Michael Pena is awesome.
Michael Pena is like one of my favorite actors, dude. He makes me laugh so hard.
He's real good.
He just gets me going. Like, the faster he gets talking, the harder I can't stop laughing, dude. It just gets me, like,
I like when he does, like, that nervous panic, like...
Yeah, man. Yeah, that shit's hilarious.
But Mandalorian's really towing the line right now for Disney Plus. I mean, if you don't have kids... There's only so much you're going to go back and watch for nostalgic purposes. Like, I haven't seen this in years. If you do have kids, then they're probably watching like Pets 2 like 4 times a day and Toy Story like fucking 2 times a day. So there's not a lot of viewership going on there. Mandalorian, first week it was out, was at like 39 million viewership. And to put that in perspective, Titans was around like 80 million and Stranger Things was at like over 100 million.
Titans.
It's the like rated R of Teen Titans, like the DC, like Robin.
Yeah.
Cyborg. I don't know if Cyborg's in that or not. The Raven.
Is it like
Beast
what's
Boy.
it on?
I want to say it would be on Hulu, but I don't think it is. I think it's like a DC. I think you just download like a DC app, and I don't think it's something you have to pay for. I'm not even totally sure. I haven't watched it, but I know what it is.
He's just making shit up as he goes.
It's called Titans.
That's why I love him.
I've only seen one scene from it, and it's Robin, like the Robin we all love and enjoy from Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Robin.
These real people or cartoon?
Yeah, it's actors.
I said that weird.
Punches a hole through a glass window, like punches this glass window out from this dude talking shit on the other side. Grabs the dude's head, and the glass shards on the bottom of the window. He bashes the dude's head in it, and like grinds his throat back and forth on it, and just fucks him up. So it's definitely like a rated R DC TV show. Pretty cool.
How was the
Oh, but anyway, let me finish those numbers real quick though. So
oh yeah, go
Stranger
back.
Things over 100 million, Titans like around 80, 89, something like that. And The Mandalorian was at 39 million in week 1. Week 2, Mandalorian becomes the most watched, streamed, in demand.
That's what a meme will do,
show
bro.
Ever.
That's what memes do.
So it's across all platforms. It's the most watched, streamed TV show ever. Over 100 million by the end of week 2. So in like less than 2 weeks, basically.
It's funny. Crystal loves that Orville show, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't want to watch that shit. And I'm
Which
like,
seems weird.
you know, this is like better. But now that I've like pushed it, like now I'm like, nah, don't watch that.
I was just showing her those numbers out there too, and she's like, "Wow, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it."
Yeah, right.
We'll see.
I've been pushing it for weeks.
She'll just be watching.
How
like,
was
Dancing with the Stars
How
or
was
something again.
the Skywalker movie?
It was good. People got mixed reviews on it.
How did
Like
it give
anything.
you closure?
Yes, that's exactly all it gives you. That's the whole movie was a bunch of callbacks from all the past episodes, all like throwback, nostalgic callbacks. Basically, just gives you closure on everything. And then, what's her face that plays Princess Leia? She had died before the movie was finished, and
Then they kill everybody, and the Vader people win.
the Vader people.
I'm just fucking with you.
The Vader people.
Yeah.
No, it was good though. There's like some twists in it and some cool shit that happens. They're in space, you know. There's a lot of like CGI and fucking pew, 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 crazy shit going on. Lightsabers, fucking laser guns getting shot left and right. So it gets a little hectic. Like you know, you're like, it's kind of too much going on here. But look at it from the big picture. It's just they're wrapping up the story. I kind of liked that they threw back on some of the graphics though, because like when like the Sith Lords do like the Force and get super crazy, like max out their power, like electricity shoots from their fingertips. I think we've seen it from like Emperor Palpatine in the past and shit. They made that still look like 1980s, 90s cheesy when he did that, which kind of was like paying homage to where they came from. You know?
It didn't direct it. Like,
yeah, they didn't
away from it.
Yeah, they still made it look the same, like cheesy electricity shooting out from his fingertips, rather than it being like a new thing that looks different because the graphics are better, which I kind of appreciated. But it was a good movie overall. I thought it was definitely one of the better ones. I wasn't a fan of the last couple.
I always think it's hard to watch movies like that at the theater and then give your judgment on the movie. Like you can say, "Oh yeah, it was good."
There's like a vibe in the
but
theater
you gotta watch it at home. Something that's got that much visual effect going on. Because like when we watched, I remember when we watched, I think it was Age of Ultron, and it's not like the greatest of the Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, the whatever the fuck those movies were. Age of Ultron was that Avengers. But when we watched it in the theater, it was just so much going on with all the drones just flying constantly all over the place. Like you couldn't tell what was going on.
If you sit in the back, you kind of can, because then you can see the screen in all of one view.
But like I'm saying, for a one time, like when you watch a movie like that, you got to watch it a couple times.
Yeah. So
before
did you see
give a
Avengers
judge.
Endgame?
Yeah, I own all of them.
Yeah, Endgame.
I have Disney Plus.
Endgame
too.
is kind of like that. Disney Plus, mainly because the Mandalorian, because he doesn't have kids, or if his niece comes over.
We Disney Plus and bust around here. No, we don't. We fall asleep on the couch. We have all that shit, but yeah, no, it was good. You know, I want to see that movie, but
Endgame, that the big scene at the end where like everybody's fighting, it's like an
another
entire
one,
world war.
Another one, like
that's
you
one
had
of
to
those
see it
ones
at
like
home.
you got to slow it down, go back, like pause it, rewind, because there's a like every single Marvel character in there that you only see him for like a second, like kicking someone on the ground for like 1 second.
Yeah.
And then like that scene, did you ever watch Ready Player One?
Fuck yeah, dude. That movie was
that scene
so
where they all
good.
come to the other planet to like mob on the one
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. When they take off the bridge or whatever, and they're all standing out there.
Well, you just hear like the ground's rumbling, and then all of a sudden they look over and they're all running up over the like side of the planet. That shit too. I like paused it and I'm like pointing out video game characters like, oh my god, like look at this. This is from that. That's from like a 1980s fucking Toonami fucking cartoon. This is from this. Like you can just see all this shit going
that
on.
movie was insane.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was a great movie. I'm not one to watch a movie multiple times, especially like within the same like 3-month period. I'll watch like a good movie and I'll watch it again like maybe 6 months later, a year later.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually it. But Ready Player One, I watched like 3 times in the matter of like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, that was really good. We went last night and saw Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, how was that?
I liked it a lot. I mean,
something a little different.
I have a little New Hampshire bias here. That's my boy there, Adam Sandler. He's from New Hampshire, so we love every Adam Sandler movie.
I mean,
I
think if you're born,
every Adam Sandler
I think
movie.
if you're born in like the late 80s, early 90s, you have no choice.
Well, there's a few that people tend to not like very much. Like one of them I love is Bedtime Stories.
Oh, Bedtime Stories is a great movie.
Great movie. And, you know, a lot of people were saying this was so shocking and it blew him away how well he acted in this and the type of acting he put forth. And I feel like everybody tries to go into all of his movies with the same eyes. And that's your problem, because I've watched so many of his movies that I've seen a lot of that in a lot of them. Like I was saying to you earlier, in Mr. Deeds, in Click, in is it Anger Management? Happy People. Isn't that what it was called with him and Seth Rogen when he was sick?
Funny People.
Funny People. Maybe
very,
it was
very funny people.
It was, I think it was just like Funny or Happy or something like that. But he's played serious roles before. Like I don't know why everybody thought he couldn't do it.
A lot of his movies take that like mid-movie dive where it just tries to pull on your heartstrings after being super silly the whole time.
Well, I love when he kills it when he does one of those, right? Like the one with Seth Rogen, he kills that. And they give him a little bit of credit, but they're like, that's not what we're looking for from Sandler. So then he gives you That's My Boy with Sandberg, which I fucking love that movie. That movie makes me laugh so hard, but it didn't get the greatest reviews and people shit on it. And it's like, so wait a minute. You want Sandler, and when you get him, you don't want him. So you're just critiquing him because you're an asshole and you can't just take that he makes great movies.
He had that big Netflix deal too, to where it was like, he's just pumping movies out left and right. But man, he's got some serious classics. That Do-Over
movie was funny.
I mean, it was funny, but it's, you know, it's a silly goose time. It's just
but
Adam Sandler,
but
David
that's
Spade.
the whole point. Is it wasn't meant to be this huge, big blockbuster that had to go to theaters and like, they spent the money, and he gave you something that I watched it.
What was that? What was that one with David Spade? I don't remember if Adam Sandler was in it, but I think he helped direct it or write it. Where David Spade's like the redneck, like shitty dad, like father figure or some shit, like Father of the Year. Or no, not Father of the Year. That's Robin Williams.
I'm trying to remember.
He's just like a shitty, like redneck trash dad, like got out of prison or something. It's David Spade, and he plays like a chubby, long haired dude. But anyway,
I don't know. But so Uncut Gems was really good. The story was good. It wasn't great, but he did a really good job. Everybody else did a good job in the movie, and it had a couple good twists.
Yeah, I heard they were trying to get him to act on that for like a couple of years. while they were like in the process of writing the whole script and everything.
I think it was kind of neat to see like a little bit. I don't know. I think everybody did a good job in the movie. It was definitely great. I don't know if it's like blockbuster Academy,
Right.
but then again, maybe I just expect that out of him. Like I expect that he can do that. So to everybody else, they're shocked because they went into this going, okay, you look at the trailer, it doesn't look like a normal Adam Sandler movie. They made that trailer look like, hey, this is a serious fucking movie. I want you to come in with serious eyes, not Adam Sandler goofy eyes.
Yeah.
And when you got to see little parts of it that made you laugh and that he was kind of made you not laugh, but it was just like, oh, it's there. There he is, you know? But yeah, no, dude, it was a great movie.
He's got so many classics though, man. Like, well, obviously Happy Madison Productions. So Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison are just like, those were iconic movies. You
Dude,
know?
just him producing. I mean, look at Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
He's not even in that movie.
Iconic.
I would love to find out that he's hiding in that movie somewhere.
Eight Crazy Nights. Even that like cartoon one was really good. Bedtime Stories was great. What else we got that's like iconic? Big Daddy, like one of the biggest ever.
Didn't we do this with Will Ferrell?
I think we did, yeah.
Let's see.
We said like what's our top 10. That could be like a new little segment we'll do here for every other episode for a couple weeks or something. Go through an actor.
There's top 10 it would take a while. Top 3 is even going to be hard with him because he's got so many.
Yeah, I think Big Daddy, man, has got to be up there.
I mean, dude, let's see. He was involved in so he must have helped produce Deuce Bigalow.
Yeah.
Joe Dirt too.
Yeah,
because he wasn't in it.
Well, think about his whole crew, the Happy Madison guys. You got David Spade and Rob Schneider, he just named, and then you got like John Daly.
Same with Paul Blart.
John Daly.
I think he was involved in Mall Cop.
What's the name I'm looking for right now? Not John Daly. The fucking Daily Show. Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Jon Stewart. Waterboy.
What about Bulletproof?
Which one's Bulletproof?
With Damon Wayans. When he gets arrested. I want to go to Disneyland.
Yep.
Right in the beginning. Going Overboard. I never watched that. That's his movie. It's from '89. We'll have to go back and check that.
That's the year I was born.
Let's see. Airheads.
Oh, Airheads, dude. Steve Buscemi is one of his guys too. He uses and everything.
The Week Of was one of those Netflix movies with him and Chris Rock. Did you watch that when their kids are getting married?
And he moves in with Chris Rock's family, like their family stays with their family.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. It's funny.
The Cobbler.
The Cobbler is pretty funny.
The Cobbler was a good movie.
That was like a cheesy version of The Statesman.
Fucking Sandy Wexler. Bro,
that was a weird one. That was different.
Dude, that was a fucking amazing movie.
It was a really good movie.
That's the other thing. If you didn't think he could do...
And wasn't that based off of his actual like agent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't think he could do this movie that he just did, Uncut Gems, that's why I don't understand why everybody's so shocked. Like, watch Sandy Wexler and tell me like he should have been nominated if he wasn't for an award for that movie.
But that's like saying, watch LeBron James like only put up 11 points tonight. Well, he has bad nights, you know. Like, it's not always just dunking and threes in your face every game you watch, and that's what you expect.
I liked Pixels.
That got terrible ratings though.
Did you watch it? Have you ever watched it?
Yeah, but of course I got a kid, you know.
I like it. But again, I'm biased. I fucking like his movies.
Yeah.
The Do-Over is the one we already talked about. That bedtime stories. We like bedtime stories.
What's the guinea pig's name in bedtime stories?
Oh,
I want to say Bubbles because he's got the big glasses on.
I don't even have kids, but I have that movie. Click.
Click was a great one. Anger Management, dude. You literally. Yeah.
You jumped it. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
That was funny.
Yep. Murder Mystery, another Netflix.
Yeah.
That was good. Did you watch that?
I know which one it is though.
It's with Jennifer Aniston. Oh, you need to watch that.
Yeah, it's where they fly over.
He's like a Boston cop.
Yeah, well, and they're like a fake couple, like undercover.
No, they're not fake. They go on this boat.
Are they an actual couple?
They go on a honeymoon. He's a cop, and he isn't like he's like a beat cop, but he's trying to pretend like he's going to be a sergeant. And something happens, and he like doesn't know how to like take defeat with his wife, so he pretends like he did a honeymoon thing and is taking her on this honeymoon. So they go to Paris and all this shit, and he maxes out all his shit. And
so
while
Jennifer
they're
Aniston
there-
really is like his wife in the movie.
Yeah. And so they're on the plane to go there, and she sneaks into first class and meets this dude. And the dude is the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, Orlando Bloom, right?
Yeah.
So he invites them to come on the yacht when they touch down. And Sandler like, no, we're not doing that, blah, 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 blah. But then once they get there, it's like a shit show, their whole situation. So they end up going on the yacht. When they get on the yacht, some shit goes down, and the grandfather that owns the yacht that has all this money gets murdered. And then they have to like figure out who did it because there's a bunch of people on the yacht. It was actually a really fucking cool movie. It was
I've
funny.
seen went past the thumbnail on Netflix where it auto plays it, so you get like a preview.
Reign Over Me. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
REIGN.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I know I've heard of it. I can't think of it.
Funny People.
Funny People, yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Mr. Deeds.
Great one.
Ridiculous Six.
That one was pretty ridiculous.
That was good though. You didn't like it?
It was just too much. In like the first scene,
You didn't find that
when
funny?
the first scene, of course it was funny, but it's just that's beyond like a silly goose time.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is like he can give
that
you.
shit was wacko,
He can give you Click,
and then give you Ridiculous Six,
and then give you Ridiculous Six, and give you The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard, another great one. He's just got so many good movies.
That one touches like because that one's funny, but it gives you the heartfelt.
Shouldn't have ate that butter popcorn.
That's my boy. I love that movie. Grown Ups 2.
Those were good.
Punch Drunk Love. I've never watched that either.
Punch Drunk Love was a good movie.
Little Nicky.
Another
classic.
That's like that was like the South Park movie, but put into like a.
When you go
Adam
back
Sandler.
and watch Little Nicky, like you watch that again now, it still holds up. It's still good. Like he's so fucking funny in that movie. Oh, here's one. This is my Napoleon Dynamite for Adam Sandler movies. Because Napoleon Dynamite was one of those ones like it took like the third or fourth time of it being on that I was finally like, okay, this shit's funny. Like the first few times I was like, what the fuck did we just watch? And then somebody else is watching, and I'm watching. I'm like, oh yeah, this fucking idiot. Yeah, he stuffed his ball. Hit him with the steak. Now you're laughing. The Zohan.
Oh yeah, don't mess
First
with the
time I
Zohan.
watched the Zohan movie, I was like, really? Like I waited for an Adam Sandler movie, and this is what he gives me.
Don't mess with the Zohan.
And then I watched it again, and then we watched it again, and then it like became this thing. Like, dude, that shit is funny.
It
Like
is a
him
funny
and
movie.
the other dude that he's in Mr. Deeds with him. That's in a lot of his movies. The Mexican guy
Yeah.
with the tight curly hair. I can't remember his name. We'll look that up.
Oh, yes, I'm very, very sneaky, sir.
Oh,
That guy.
very sneaky, very, very sneaky.
Very, very sneaky, sir.
And I think he's in like one of the Men in Blacks too.
Yeah, he's a really good actor. He reminds me of like a more foreign like Pacino a little bit.
He does. He gets that voice all squeaking and shit. He's good. Here's one that people killed him for. Jack and Jill.
That was a fucking garbage movie.
It made me laugh, but
Garbage
the only
movie.
thing that made me laugh about that movie was the little Indian kid.
I hated the entire time that he was just doing that fake Jill voice, and I'm like, fucking stop. I can't fucking listen to this anymore. That
So,
shit was garbage. Next.
Just go with it.
Just go with it.
That one, I can't tell if that's Jennifer Aniston as well, maybe?
I think so. I don't know. I remember the name.
Oh, is that one? She was like his secretary or some shit, and they like go on a trip. Well, whatever. That was an alright
I don't
movie.
know. Did he?
Waterboy.
I'm assuming he had something to do with Benchwarmers, producing, directing, or something like that. That's all his. That's a lot of his guys, that he uses in all his movies.
I don't know. Did I see Benchwarmers in here?
Waterboy. You said Waterboy's a classic, man.
I don't see Benchwarmers.
Everyone can quote some Waterboy.
Yeah, Waterboy is a great movie. Actually, a couple people that I know from my high school, it was in my yearbook one year because they went to the filming of it and they got to be extras in the movie.
Oh, really?
So they were in the Mud Dog Stadium in the field in the stands getting drunk.
Oh no, we suck again.
That's
Rob
such a
Schneider.
good movie. Yeah, The Wedding Singer.
Joe Montana was a quarterback, you idiot. Wedding Singer's Wedding Singer's classic as fuck. Though.
Here's 3 really good ones with this duo. You got The Wedding Singer, Blended, and 50 First Dates.
With Drew Barrymore.
Did you ever see Blended? When they both go on the trip to like Africa together, their kids.
I don't think so.
It was pretty good. It was funny, but
50 First Dates was a good one. Wedding Singer though, man.
That's
a classic.
Wedding Singer beats 50 First Dates.
Oh, for sure. If you think otherwise,
we could do a
fuck yourself.
bracket. We could literally do a Adam Sandler bracket with how many movies?
Sandler Madness bracket.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's definitely classic.
Happy Gilmore.
One of the best.
Grown Ups. It was funny.
Middle of the road.
Billy Madison.
One of the best.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So many. Yeah. It's just insane. But yeah, shout out to Adam Sandler. Fucking movie was good. I enjoyed it.
I'll have to check it out.
Dude, I read something this week that was the most ridiculous thing. It can't be true because I haven't seen it like popping back up too much. But this job's new strict policy or method of limiting bathroom times is raising eyebrows.
With the tilted.
No, this one's different. The tilted one's the much more sanitary way to do this. If in the bathroom for more than 10 minutes, a smell check will be completed to ensure employees not sitting on phone. One part of the sign reads, "Who does the smell check?" I don't understand.
Maybe it's like a clean room. They test the air for fecal matter.
So they're gonna say like, "Oh, you were in there for too long." Like if someone was in there for too long, I'm not smelling their butt. Because what if they really were in there because they were blowing it up?
Like a little constipated, you know, and it took you 5 minutes to get it out.
What if you were in there blowing it up, like just fucking painting the fucking spackle on the porcelain, like what if you was spackling the porcelain? What if you're in there doing that, and you think you can't move? Like when you get one of those, like you ever get the ones where you're on your tippy toes and your legs are hopping because you're like, I'll never fucking eat that again, and you're saying like, I swear to God,
no, dude,
God, I don't know what you are, female, male, black, white, I don't care if you're a fucking lizard, please, I won't ever do that again. And you're sitting there, I don't get it that bad, man. You've never had one where you just like the time you ate that death sauce.
That's a little different story because I was throwing up too.
But that's my point. You ever have that point where you just like, what if that person was sick with like food poisoning?
I ain't praying to know. Yeah, food poisoning. That's a whole different story.
That's what I'm talking about.
I still ain't praying to no higher power. I'm like, this too shall pass.
Have you never eaten too much garlic?
There's no such thing, dude.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not. I'll drink a bottle of garlic oil right now.
Garlic will literally like detox you if you eat too much.
Fuck yeah,
it will.
You'll be spackling a little black in there,
bro. About 3 o'clock in the morning, it'll be like that, and then like when you're trying to wring out your underwear from swimming, and you're just like, and you go in there and you're trying to go to the bathroom and you can't because you're dying.
I mean, maybe you're that sensitive to garlic because you're part vampire, but dude, I've eaten like a clove of garlic before.
Yeah, no, that's how well, I used to pickle like cloves of garlic in like a container, like you do dilly beans or whatever. The green beans and the whatever. Mm-hmm. We used to do that with garlic, just like a whole container of garlic and just eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one night I ate way too much. And I used to eat those garlic bagel chips. And those things are delicious. I never see them out here. It's like a New York thing. But
it's probably like
it's from a New York place.
Yeah. They're like kosher. They're like it's like a Chompies type like Jewish company that makes them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've had them before.
It's good shit.
It's good shit. Hey, they make some good food.
Yeah, we need to just let's go to New York at some point in Boston and get a bunch of food, and we'll just do podcasts for like a week out there. Just eating food, getting fat. We won't even need to use the wide angle to show how fat we are. We'll have it fucking zoomed in. We'll still be like, that's the whole goal. That's the whole goal. So, what else we got going on? Let's see. I don't even remember, dude. When you were saying you have that friend that's brings the cards out. Like,
yeah.
We should do, what's that game called? Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah.
I got a bunch of the expansion packs. And
yeah, my brother has like all of them.
We should get them in here and have guests come in and not like play like a full game.
Right.
But just fucking flip a couple cards and start laughing, and we'll play like a couple hands and just kind of sit there and shoot the shit. Because if that's the greatest topic starter I think you could ever Like my
I was just
80-year-old
gonna say,
grandma
maybe-
does, and someone puts down sells drugs and anal sex, and you're like, wow, this is a great storyline.
Yeah, let's maybe we could even start a little segment with that. Keep like a little stack of cards back here, a little sleeve of them, and we can do a little like
Well, I'll
the
just
last
do a round.
the last like
one
10
round.
minutes, the last 10 minutes of the pod. We
I
can
like
do
that. I like that.
If you're one of our what are we up to, like 108,000 viewers now or something?
Yeah, I think. Well,
if
we
you're one
lost
of
a
our-
few, but we gained a couple.
If you're one of our, around 100,000 viewers, go ahead and shout out, comment on the YouTube, the different podcast apps, the Facebook.
If you haven't shared this with all your friends yet, be sure
Let
to
us
do
know.
so. Like if your sister doesn't have this, make sure she knows about it, and your mom, and your dad. I mean, make sure he knows too, because he might get a laugh. And we'd be drinking on here. Cheers again.
Been drinking.
This is the last podcast of the year. We're sneaking this in.
We're assuming so right now. We never know. We could get another one in tomorrow, but
We
it'll be
might
released
sneak-
later.
Yeah, might sneak another one in. But
Holidays hit. We got busy.
I like to
Oh,
ask this
Papa
question.
Kota been having a rough time.
I wanted to ask you what you think the higher chances are, but I can't figure out what I wrote here. It was like supposed to say something else, but it was like what the chances you would get mugged in. I know it was probably a nice place compared to seeing a wild mountain lion in like New Hampshire, which is hard to see. They're very elusives.
Lots of trees.
But you ever see, you're from here, so you already grew up around it. Like where I'm from, the crime, I guess it happens, but
I've been mugged and seen mountain lions,
not-
like probably in the
there's
same
not
year.
as much crime where I'm from, I guess, is what they see. So when they watch the news and they see Phoenix pop up, and they think like when the crime happens, they think like I'm right there, like right down the road from it.
Yeah, because it's
Like-
Phoenix.
Like, were you standing outside? Did you watch that guy get shot? Like,
You're like, no, I was like, they could have shot that gun like 20 times and I would have never heard it from where
yeah,
I'm
I'm like 30 miles that way.
at. Yeah.
But then like shit happens right next to us, like Thunderbird and 83rd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, I mean, shit can happen anywhere. Like, I don't know what to tell you. What do you want me to say? Like,
There was a Dutch Bros there. There was a lot of
Yeah,
cars. There was
most
an
of the
angry
time-
dude.
Most of the time, there's like backstory. It's
Yeah.
just fucking people using drugs or doing
Well, and
something
a lot of times too,
stupid.
like up in this area, you get like the 17, 18-year-old kids in high school, like doing a drug deal, and the other kid wants them to steal an ounce of weed from the other kid. So then someone pulls a knife and gets stabbed, and it's like kids, some
Yeah.
people's kids,
Yeah, I mean, but like for the most part, when the shit, like I think some crime happened in my sister's apartment, and she used to always say like she would see like before they moved out here, she would see something like near the area, like 53rd and Cactus, and she knows she's going to 83rd and Thunderbird, but to her that looks like, I mean, it is kind of close,
That's close.
but to her it looks like the parking lot.
What a lot of people don't realize is, like, especially during traffic, Phoenix is about an hour away from Phoenix.
Right, but it's Phoenix.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So you can just drive for an hour and you're still in
But
Phoenix.
like now, but she would be like, "Oh, but that's so close." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it is. But if you're not involved in it, it's not like what you think it is." So now, like last week or a couple days ago, yesterday, day before, some shit happened at our apartment complex, and there was like cops everywhere, and an ambulance and a fire truck, and like the crime scene in the door and shit. So something happened.
Well, and she's coming from a small town where
Well, she
Like-
lived in Manchester and shit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's a
Bigger.
grimy ass little area. But it was just funny because she didn't seem phased. I was like, you don't seem phased, and like I can just see it's like you get it now. Like, well, this shit could happen anywhere. Like, there's this many people. Somebody's gonna get hurt.
The craziest thing I always thought about of how many people there are. Well, you worked at the car dealership.
Mhm.
How many people are buying new cars a year? You know how many cars are getting sold out of there? It's insane the amount of money.
Even during a downtime, it was insane.
And then, literally, I think I might have said this before on one of the episodes. Literally, from like red light to red light, every single day. If you were to just drive the same commute to work and from work every single day, even at the same time, the chances of you even noticing or seeing or recognizing any of the people next to you in traffic is so slim.
Maybe two cars.
There'll be like that one car that has
Yeah.
the one sticker on the back that you see like
Something
twice
or-
a week or something.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I don't know, man. It's but when you live out here, like I remember we moved from the Trillium place,
Over
but
from,
you
like,
remember,
Cave Creek.
yeah, you remember where I
Yeah.
was over there. So one night we come home from the bar pretty late, and like we'd been drinking and shit, and we probably shouldn't have been driving. I don't even remember if we were driving. I think we were. And we get out of the vehicle, and we start walking up to our apartment to go up the stairs, and like two dudes with assault rifles, like cops, like MP4, like little mini compact, like both of them just burst around, guns up at us. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Why are you pointing a gun at me?
I'm from New Hampshire.
I'm looking at, well, I didn't even flinch. I just looked at him like, what are you doing? And he was just like, you can't come back here right now. You're going to have to go over there and wait for a little bit. And I'm like, I live upstairs. He's like, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait. So we had to go.
You're going to give me $20 so I can go back to the bar.
Yeah, no shit. I'm going over to Larry's Cocktails and getting some more drinks.
Oh, love Larry's.
Yeah.
Want to shout out Brandon. Brandon's a Larry's guy. He's always at Larry's. Or not always, but he goes to Larry's a lot.
But that was the first time I'd like had cops like stick real guns. Like I've had a cop draw a weapon, but not like cram the motherfucker in my face. And this was like 2 assault rifles. And we all were like laughing and giggling and like walking around the corner. And all of a sudden it was like, bam, bam. And what had happened was this dude had this girlfriend that was apparently they weren't getting along or whatever. So he told her, he got her out of there. He made her leave. And I think she was being mean to his kids or something like that, or his kid. And so when he kicked her out, she went psycho. And what she did is she called CPS and told him that he was abusing the kids, like physically and like touching them, and then told him that he had weapons in the house.
Bitches are crazy.
And so they fucking booted his door down, like ripped it off the hinges in the middle of the night, arrested him, and then they released him the next day. And he had to like go down there and prove, like, look, I made a mistake. I dated a girl. I didn't know she was crazy. She's crazy.
Yeah.
And then she kept trying to change her story. And like they were ready to kick him out. Like I think he did have to leave because that happened, even though he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They still made him leave, which is fucking crazy, dude.
There was probably some type of admittance on his part. Like, yeah, I spanked my kid. And they're like, oh, so you do beat your kid.
No, but like it was like sexual. Like he didn't do any of the stuff. Yeah. And the craziest part is he did the right thing. Like he got her out of there. It wasn't like the same
Separated
day.
The situation.
Like he had broke up. Maybe they got in an argument or whatever. But like they had already been like she'd been out of the house for over a day, and she pulled this shit. Like she methodically thought.
She probably wanted to come back and get her fucking phone charger, and he was like, I work until fucking Friday. You can come get it. And she was like, fuck you,
bro. I'm putting all your shit in a box in the front office with a Post-it note on it, and you can come get it from the front office. That's why I don't understand why people fucking drag themselves into that type of stuff. Like, okay, you must want them back, or you must like this game if you do stuff like that. Well, no, wait till after and I'll give it to you. No, motherfucker, I'm going to put it in a box. You can pick it up during business hours at the front of the complex. I will have a Post-it note with your name on it. And you can meet the manager and have her give it to you. Because I want the manager to see your face.
Yeah, that's Heidi. That's a nice lady.
Well, Heidi's going to see your face now and me giving you the box of your finalized shit. Because I told Heidi this is the end of her coming in here. So if you see her creeping around near our apartment, she's not supposed to be here anymore. This is the end of her shit.
Yeah, she doesn't have any friends that live here.
When you pull that chess move, by the way, you can't bring her back. Because Heidi's going to call the cops on this bitch. She's going to jail, and you got to post bail.
Have you seen those memes like, well, I want to get back together, but I already told my mom all the horrible shit you did.
I think Crystal did that a little bit in the beginning. Dude, my ex did that shit. She tried to make me out to be like fucking Tony Montana. But like I didn't do it. Like that wasn't what I wasn't doing that.
My boy Jared gave me an Oxycontin pill one day, and I took it when I was like 14.
She tried to tell my family that I sold cocaine, and it was so funny because it was like, what? Huh? Like I don't do that, and everybody. I haven't even
done it yet.
Like I feel like that would be a noticeable, a transition. Like people are gonna see the money.
You're like you're ruining this for me for the first time. I want to try this.
I was just thinking about it. No, I mean, but it was so funny because then after
we watched the movie Blow. That's it.
She's like begging me to get back together, and I'm not doing it. And she's like, "I'll tell them all the truth." I'm like, they know the truth. You told them.
No, you just seem crazy.
Yeah, no, this isn't good for you. You should probably fall off the face of the planet forever. It was funny when my mom talked to her a few times. I had to like call her. I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, don't talk to her on Facebook or anything, please. It shows up in my feed. That's a problem for me. Don't ever do that again. Like, if you see her, you can be cordial, but don't. Just flip her off. My mom was an OG back in the day. She always, like, she curved chicks for me. Like, oh, no, you got kids?
Your mom's still an OG.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she...
I met your mom one time, and she's like... She'll, like, heart fucking my statuses and be like, can't wait to, like, see the next episode. Can't wait till I'm in town next time. I'm going to make dinner. You got to come over. Like,
oh, and you know she will.
Yeah.
She ain't just talking that shit.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, we bought the tickets, by the way, already. So shout out to Mom. She got tickets. She'll be out here in April.
Nice.
I should put her on the podcast. She's interesting, bro. She's done some shit.
Yeah.
Like, no, for real. Like, she modeled for years. She was, like, Miss New Hampshire photogenic. And then she went to Vegas and pageants, and she, like, lived in Vegas for a few years and, like, did that. She raced, like, little powder puff cars, and she's done some cool shit. She was a hairdresser. She was a hairdresser before it was, like, I don't have another, like, option. So these other two things, massage therapy didn't work out, and yeah,
Antonian guy's not looking for a new makeup artist.
It looks like these Asian chicks do nails a little bit better than me and a little bit cheaper. Maybe I can do hair, buzz cuts for little boys.
Yeah, no, your mom was a sweetheart when
but she's cool.
When we had grits over here, and then we came out and there was just like a platter of like wings and steak and pork and like. Dude,
she conducts herself like a professional in that situation.
She's like, oh, here, and there's stuff to make a salad over here, and I was like, you're fucking high. There's and wings. There's like wings and steak.
She pulls out another plate of like 5 different kinds of meat. You're like, what? She's like, yes, a meat salad.
Yeah.
Like, Ingrid.
That's what was already there.
How did you know?
We're like sitting there eating with our hands like savages off the whole platter of meats, all the meats. I mean, and she's like, and there's salad over here. I was like, okay.
My mom, it was funny because like growing up, she told me this very simple thing. She was like, look, you can have girls over. I think I was like 15 or 14. She said, you can have girls over, but they can't spend the night. And then when it got to the point like that they could spend the night, it was a lot younger than that when they could come over. No, she was like, they can spend the night. And she knew what I was doing. She's just like, you always got to wear a condom. And she was just like, they can't stay here more than, what was it? It was like 1 night in a row or 2 nights in a row. She's like, that can't happen. Don't be having no kids. I don't want no fucking kids running around here.
Well, and if they stay like 2 nights in a row, then the parents are like, okay, my daughter's missing.
Well, this is even like as we got older, because I stayed there till I was 20. And, but she made a point. She was like, hey, look, you can't do that. And she kind of like helped me set up the guideline rules to be a bachelor.
Yeah, she taught you the ways.
Yeah, like there was this chick that had 2 kids. She brought her over to the house one time that worked with her. Cute chick. And I came home after partying one night and she was there and we hung out or whatever. And then she wanted my number and my mom wouldn't give it to her. And my mom was like, look, you hung out with him. You guys had fun. It is what it is. Just enjoy that you had some fun. Like, but he's not going to get involved with you. You have 2 kids. And my mom just like, curbed her. Like, just stuck her off. Yeah.
That was just a pimping decision on mom's part.
And so, like, I learned, like, a lot of rules from her. But not in a bad way. She, like, always taught me to respect women. Don't treat them like shit. You make everything.
Or she'll beat your ass.
Well, you got to make it clear what you're doing, what your intentions are. Yeah. You can't be like,
I think that should just be in life in general. You should be
guys
like open
are weak.
And honest with people.
Guys are weak because they see a girl that they have an opportunity with, and some girls just really want to be in a relationship. And I think, guys see that sometimes as it's their open. So, like, they see them leaning toward that, and they don't want to do that. They just want to sleep with them.
Right.
And instead of being honest with them, which they're going to get shot down to do it, but instead you'll still be friends with them.
But you will find somebody who is okay with that type of relationship. She's
gonna set you up with a friend. She could she's gonna talk you up to another girl.
Yeah, hey,
you're gonna be at another party.
Amanda over here is she's been single for like the past 6 months, and all she wants to do is hook up with guys.
Well, if there's 3 dudes, right, and 2 of them exploit that weakness of her that she wanted relationships and they let her on just to sleep with her, and then
Now
they
she's got
don't
her
want to
walls
do it, and now she's a bitch. But you didn't do that, and you were honest, and she's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I want him to be in a relationship, and you stay friends. Like you said, you're at a party, and you're like, oh, that girl's cute. She's like, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes over and talks like, oh, hey, my friend. She ain't talking for the other two dudes.
Yeah.
Like, I know that. Like, I know how that shit works.
That's building good relationships and good rapport.
And it builds character. You're building character in yourself. Like, dude, if you can't seal the deal without giving false accusations, that's why, like, the car dealership wasn't for me.
Yeah, because you
have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand why
you're
now.
just always leading people on.
It's such a big decision that I understand why now, because people, they can't even pick their fucking tile for the pool that they want to build in their backyard. They
can't even commit to buying a gym membership.
Right. So, like, there are instances where you need to push them, but I feel like there's such a gray area there where it's distasteful, and that you're kind of closing deals. Like, and I came from an area where cars broke down a lot. Yeah. We're like, here, fucking, you sell something, the only buyer's remorse they really see is when they find a better deal.
Yeah.
But back in New England, like, the vehicle breaks in like a week and a half, and they got to come back for some issue.
Do they salt the roads in New Hampshire?
A lot.
So I saw. Oh no, I was just talking with my mom's cousin about it. He was talking about how a lot of places do salt the roads, or they allow you to run like the knobby tires, the snow tires, and then you can drive on the back roads. And then now, like with the newer pavement nowadays, it doesn't even ruin the pavement having like the snow tires on.
Oh yeah, bro, I had studded snows for years. Mm-hmm. And then you know, poor kids like me that can't afford to like go buy new tires when summer comes until I can get new tires. I just run those bitches, and like then you get to the point where like you've fucked them up enough that you know you're not going to use them for another winter. So now you're burning out with them, and you're like ripping studs out of the tires, and they're like sparking. Like you do it at night, and you're like burning out in a front wheel drive car, and you see like sparks shooting up from your tires and stuff. Yeah, we used to go out on the lake in my Honda Civic, and we would like bomb down. They'd plow out huge like drag tracks for the snowmobiles, and they'd do it for like fucking half mile to a mile because the lake, you know, nothing there, and so they plow it, and we'd go out there with my Civic. We're probably doing like 40, 50 across the lake. There's no speed limit on the lake. You're allowed to be on there with your vehicle. Yeah, not breaking the rules. Yeah. I'm passing people on the fucking main road on the lake.
Just on ice.
Uh-huh. We used to do a lot of dumb shit, dude. Like, yeah, one time the NASA rover, like one of those rovers, was on one of our lakes. That same lake. Like, testing it. Yeah. I don't know where it went, what it did. You see weird shit like that, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they don't want to do that in the middle of fucking a big-ass city.
Nobody's going to believe some podunk idiot.
Well, and there's just a million people around too.
The motherfucker was out there for like a week. Yeah, that's crazy. Shout out to my new alien shirt. You can trip with us. Come trip with us. Keegs Kota podcast.
This ain't Mean Girls. You can sit with us and trip with us.
Yeah, man. Seat's not taken. Pull up a chair.
Seat's not taken.
Pull up a chair. We're going to have some new guests. I was telling you, I got my buddy Andy Crimebrink and his brother David Crimebrink. David is a stand-up comedian, and I'm sure he's doing something else on the side because, you know, none of us get paid anymore. And Andy actually works at the place that I used to work at, but Andy's got a fascinating, what would I call it? It's not a hobby, is it?
Infatuation.
Infatuation is with serial killers.
It's a good one. A lot of people like that.
And like I knew Andy for like 3 or 4 years, 3 years at least before I found this out. So like he doesn't give off this creepy like he's a really funny dude,
until
nice
he
guy.
Starts talking about it and you're like, you kind of know too much about this.
He knows too much, bro. He knows
Is he like the Rain Man of crime?
He knows dates, yeah, he knows the dates and the times, and I'm sure probably. But you know, I want to get him and Jim Fody on here.
Yeah. Because Jim's way into horror and serial killers and shit. Yeah.
So, we're gonna get those two on. I'm sure you're drumming up a few. You got a couple in the tank.
Well, you know, with this past week or two of the holidays and stuff like that, I haven't really conjured up any thought, but I've got a couple in the gas tank that we can pull out.
Well, that's good, man. I appreciate that. And we're going to get a couple other people that have already been on the podcast to come back. I know I've been talking to Damien.
I was going to say Damien.
He's a busy dude, man. Guy's making some good music. I'm excited for his music to come out, dude.
Let's get him on before February 13th. So shout out Dame James, a.k.a. Tragedy. We had him on, hip-hop artist. He's got a show for a new album coming out.
Are you going to that?
February 13th. I plan on going.
You got the invite? I didn't get the invite.
I want to get him on here prior to that, if we could do it.
Yeah, bro, I didn't get the invite. Before.
Yeah, hey, that's fucked up. You kind of fucked up there.
I mean, I get it.
He's been putting it all over social media.
I get it. I'm probably not the. You don't want the fucking Carlton over there dancing and shit. Bro, I get down. No, he posted some cool shit. Like it was a bunch of artists today. Yeah,
so I got another buddy, Reno, that's going to be playing on that show. Shout out Reno Rich. He just dropped all his stuff on, all the proper platforms, iTunes, Spotify.
Is that the dude you've been getting on about that?
He's the one on the
But that's the one that you were saying that you were.
He's the one on the track on Tragedy's track on the last album that we closed out the show with.
So wait, we can pull it up right now? Reno's shit?
Yep.
Does he own his shit?
I'm assuming, yeah, for sure. His last couple songs, they made the beats and did all the recording for. So
y'all tight?
Yeah, me and Reno are tight. He wants to come on the podcast. I said, get your shit on all those platforms, and we'll have you on. So I guess now we owe him that.
Let's see. I think I found him.
I think there's another Reno Rich that might come up, but
Oh yeah, this might not be him. What's his music? What song?
I'd have to look at him for you. Having him on. Who else?
Yeah, we got to do. There's going to be a couple changes coming at the first of the year. We're going to start trying to take this a little bit more serious and make it a little bit more organized. Shout out to anybody that has any suggestions on, anything, because we'll always take that. But no, we got a couple different avenues we're going to take start of the year, and we're going to start pumping the numbers, man. I mean, Kota, we weren't going to get too crazy about this, but I'm welcoming Kota to the Pool Corp family. So him and I will be spending a little bit more time together, which is going to be awesome because that gives us the ability to have a very similar schedule. So we'll be doing more podcasts, and we will definitely be getting more guests on here this year. But I want to change it up, like I was saying, with the card games, and I want to do different stuff that's gonna be a little different. Like I want to make it more fun. I don't want it to just be bland all the time for people that are actually taking the time to watch the video. But yeah, and on the audio, as far as this is him.
Yeah, I'll just probably play that top one.
That one go.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know which one that is, but.
Yeah, but for a lot of the music, Jeff Southwick is offered to give me a bunch of drops and music and just beats to play, so we don't have to worry about any copyright.
Sweet.
Because people be bitching, man. Like I'm gonna get shit right here for playing this, so it's all good though.
When Reno hears it, he'll just sign off. Now they're good.
Which one should we do?
I don't know. Maybe do that first one, or if there's one not a feature, one of the top listens without a feature, maybe. That top one.
Still good?
Sure.
That's the one with no feature on it.
All right, whatever. I was just saying, so it doesn't have feature on it.
Or pull up. This one's got a feature. Let's fuck it.
This is the top hit on. He did the hook on one of the songs that we closed out the Tragedy episode with. I don't know this song, but so you guys could hear it.
I've been riding with my team, we had to go. It was always about the music, that's the life I chose.
Reno Rich featuring Tyler Ellamore and Kyle Burkett. Go.
This is more than music. You see the team that is surrounding this one big ass movement. And now I finally got a hold and I ain't planned to lose it. Speaking out to God, but there was no God that could get me through.
I want to guarantee that we're getting him. So I'm gonna pull up.
This is Reno right here.
You ain't fucking with it. Yeah, it's Reno. Realest man with no cheat codes. Rubber bands on my weed smoke. 100 grand with my team though. Yeah, it's Reno. Came up out of them streets though. Fuck with me, you know I got it. Making hits for my team now. Put in work just to put in work, and I'm living life by the street code. Yeah, had to do my thing now. I've been riding with my team, you know we had to go. It was always about the music, this the life I chose.
I'm gonna check out this pull-up song.
Check it out.
Diamond Records.
Shout out Reno Rich. We're going to get you on here soon, my friend. I want to get you in here. I'd like to meet you. You know, just hear what you got to say. You sound like you're very well spoken just from the music I'm listening to. So
Yeah, we'll get him on. I'll hit him up. I'll tell him to listen to this. We played his music.
have time to come spend with the peasants. Make sure you come bearing presents.
I got a couple bitches round my neck and they wasted. I ain't want to brag.
I've been there.
Homie, I'm just saying we got them running last. The way she clap it be amazing. I pull up to the party and I'm faded. Single life living cause I know that love is dangerous.
We ain't in a rush to end nothing.
Been sipping this hot pickle juice in my enchiladas.
Man.
Delicious.
I got so many jokes.
You see me take it, I've been smoking on some perp, I got the bubba on the way in. I pull up to the party and I'm faded. I got a couple bitches round my neck and they wasted. I ain't want to brag, but homie, I'm
Alright, Reno, we gonna get you on here soon, my friend. Hopefully you ain't gonna get mad that we're playing the music. I know you won't.
We're gonna have Damien back on. Probably not the two of them together, but maybe, who knows. And
who I really want to get back in here is Mr. Gritzmacher, because
he's been at the UFC Performance Institute.
here's the deal, man. When I see your fucking Instagram, like I like Tragedy shit. He be putting out some stuff. I like the little Lizzo freestyle, the Truth Hurt freestyle he put out the other day. That shit killed. But when you can feel Chris's energy.
Oh yeah.
Like, and it's not fake. It's not one of those things
he's climbing a mountain right now to get back to the ring.
Where he should be. Where he should already be right now. And here's the deal. That his weight class is blowing up right now.
Oh yeah.
It's going nuts. They got some real fighters in there. So he's got a lot of work to do. And he's not with a team.
Yeah, he's all on his lonesome right now.
So that's kind of scary. Like, I'm a little worried. I like that he's got a lot of positive vibes.
Because
he's very happy.
When he gets a fight scheduled, he'll go into camp. He'll be with the team. That's not an issue. I kind of like where he's at right now because he's in his own headspace, and he's going to be approaching this with a different outlook, a different mental attitude. And he's not putting
himself in a position where he's being pulled into a camp maybe with the wrong intentions, like, hey, we're here to help you, but they're really there to help one of their guys.
Or not even that. It's just like, we're here to like collect, fucking 10% of your purse because we're going to run you through this whole camp for the next 12 weeks and yada yada, and we have good training partners and everything here, and that's fine. That's good to have that opportunity to be around a lot of good athletes and stuff, and of different disciplines of martial arts. But at the same time, he's had a lot of time to reflect on where he's at right now, what got him there, and missing the sport, but also not taking a lot of damage while he's been injured.
And he didn't destroy himself.
Right. Because
that's the other thing. Like, a lot of people, and I don't know how public any of that information is on what happened to Chris, so I'm not going to get into any of that. That's his business to keep. But it wasn't anything like terrible or fucking bad, so don't think like I'm trying to hide something. But anytime you go through that, especially coming off a win,
a big win
that puts you pushes you toward spotlight, and then
and fight of the night that night as well.
You get damaged like that.
Doctor stoppage after the second round on Joe Lozon. That's impressive.
Oh, and he had a veteran just looking uncomfortable. I mean, we had that whole talk. I mean, but my point is like, he was, for everything, like he told us, for everything that had to go wrong for him to have that fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything didn't go right after the fight.
Right.
And the fact that he's got such a great attitude going into this, you know, dude, I see his Instagram and he's super happy, and it just puts a smile on my face because I'm excited for him. Because with that attitude right there, his work ethic and what he knows he can do, he's going to be fine. Dude, we're supporting him 150%. Like, I'm cheering him on. I don't give a fuck if he fights my favorite fighter.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter to me. Like, I am cheering him on 110%. Like, I want to see him succeed.
And like from, you know, we got him as personal friends on Facebook and stuff. When you see his perseverance, you see like his tumultuous attitude.
Time too, though.
The family time he was like, you know, grateful to get because it's not something he has available to him all the time. And now, like I said, I think he's got a brand new attitude going at this. Like before he, you know, for this past year or whatever, he hasn't even had the opportunity to be able to fight. He couldn't take a fight if he wanted to.
Right.
And so I think he's been doing it the right way, healing the right way. I mean, fucking everything I see of his is just eating nutritionally dense, delicious food all the time. He's at the UFC Performance Institute, getting the proper training, taking his time with his training. He's not pushing it. He's not rushing it. He doesn't have a deadline. He's not, you know, it's not like someone blows their knee out and they're out there playing basketball at LA Fitness again.
If you've never blown your knee, because I have, that smoked mine. I've been knocked out and didn't feel as debilitated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I just felt like my world was ending. Like, okay, well, everything you don't get, like all your shit, like your movements, all your little swag, all that. That's your knees are holding a lot of that pressure, and when it goes, you start to question yourself. Like, am I ever going to be able to do this again? Am I ever going to be able to do that again? He never showed that, and let me tell you right now, this is coming off like a while break, quite a long break when he did the podcast.
Yeah.
He was bigger. Like he was bigger. He weren't holding my weight, which is what he fights at.
Yeah.
But he was maybe 25, 30 pounds heavier, which is not shit.
Yeah, he was like 185, I think.
Yeah, that's not shit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's probably already dropped a good amount of that.
I've been up that weight, and he's got a stockier frame than me, so that's nothing. He kept himself very well maintained through the whole thing. Great attitude going out of it. I'm excited for him because he's not trying to take shortcuts. He's not
that's what I was saying.
rush.
He's taking his time.
He is got the right mental capacity to take everything as it comes to him, make the right decisions on it. But at the same time, he has the urgency that's behind that you know that he is pushing to get himself back to where he needs to be. Hey, man, look, there's some fights coming up that could put a couple people in his range quick. Yeah. Because a loss in any... Let's see, what's he fight at? 155, so...
I think he's probably got to pull another win out on someone.
No, but who's fighting 155 right now?
A lot of people.
Yeah, but there's some
but
people...
But he's not going to get a top 10. Not right now. Especially coming back off of that hiatus.
Yeah, but with the money they're making between ESPN Plus and all that shit and all the stuff, all the fights that are getting put out... 155. That's what Conor fights at, right?
Well, his recent fights and what he's fighting Cerrone at on January 18th, about 3 weeks from now, was 170.
Who holds? Is it 170? Mm-hmm. What did Nick fight at? Or Nate? Sorry.
They fought at a catch weight at 165 the first time, and 170 the second time. But Conor held the belt at 145 and then 155 when he was the champ.
Why 165?
Because it was a catch weight. It was just like...
Is Nate small? Nate's bigger.
Nate's way bigger. But Conor was... Nate took that on short notice, so he didn't really have time to lose weight. So he wasn't expecting him to try and get down.
Yeah, but if Conor can fight at 170 for Cerrone...
Yeah, which I don't think is a good move on Conor's part.
No, he's going to get fucked up.
I hope so. The Cowboy versus the Irishman sounds like a classic matchup.
Hey, don't get it wrong, though. Don't get it twisted. Like, I've been watching Conor's fights. Like, I know we've been kind of jacking on him because he did some fucked up shit over the last few years, but...
Oh, it's just fun to make fun of him, too.
His fists land weird fucking spots.
He's got that tiger paw on that left hand. He cut you with it.
Thing he's got to watch, I think the thing Cerrone's got to watch is the ground.
No.
Hear me out.
No.
Cerrone loves
Nope.
those kicks, right?
Cerrone's not worried about the ground with
I know
Connor.
he's not worried about the ground, but he loves those kicks, those body kicks.
There's a lot of Muay Thai.
And Connor loves to catch those kicks and then press. So what I mean by on the ground is not as much, it's not grappling. I'm talking going to the ground. Like, he's going to throw those kicks. If Connor catches
gonna
him and he
happen.
can come in.
Cerrone's bigger than him. Connor's not going to take Cerrone down. It's not going to happen. If anything, he'll catch a kick and he'll grab it and throw a punch.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
That little uppercut jab shit that he does. I don't know. I'm not as excited for that fight. When's fucking Stylebender fighting again?
I think he's got Yoel Romero. I think he called Yoel out. So he'll either be getting Paulo Acosta, who beat Yoel last, or Yoel Romero, just because Yoel was talking shit, and it's like kind of like a, like
He holds the belt though, right?
Yoel? No, Stylebender.
Stylebender,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But and then he wants the John Jones fight, but like not in a hurry to do it.
No, that won't come for a year or two.
Yeah, not. In a
He doesn't
hurry.
want it to. He's smart. He knows what they want. That's a terrible move. That's too big of a weight
He's
jump.
on the top of the fucking world right now, and you go and get your ass beat by John Jones, and now everyone forgets about you. You lost your paycheck.
Let's see, where are we at? Football.
Week 17 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Last week of the regular season.
So, jack off.
Cardinals just beat the Seahawks. That was exciting.
There's
Maybe
what?
we can beat the Rams tomorrow.
There's what, like 2 games that matter, right?
Yeah, but most of them are all pretty much like seeded, but yeah. And then you
What do you got?
basketball,
Who do you got?
Suns game.
No, who's
on
gonna
right
win?
now.
Who do you think?
The Super Bowl. Ooh. All right, who's your NFC pick right now? Packers have been putting up a real strong case, but who's gonna beat the Saints right now?
I was gonna say the Saints, so that's my.
Yeah,
But I know you're looking. So my guess is you're saying Saints in Baltimore or Kansas City.
yeah, because fuck the Patriots.
Yeah, so you already know what my answer is. Mine's gonna be the
Yeah.
Patriots and the Saints.
Kansas City, man, they really are bouncing back right now, looking great. But I don't know, man. Lamar Jackson is just too dangerous. That kid is.
We can stop him.
He is.
We can stop him.
Did you though?
No, we didn't need to. We wanted him to do what we wanted him to be comfortable. We got one opportunity to play him a year. We have the best fucking coach in the entire league. That's not questionable, right? Okay. So he gets one opportunity to play you against your team. So you get to put whatever you want out in front of him. Okay. You don't think Bill put out what he wanted in front of him to see what he was going to do?
I mean, you get a point.
Absolutely. He knows that's who he's going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
He fucking knows it. He's not stupid. If it gets to the point where he wants it, that's who he's got to deal with. Cool.
Yeah.
That's why when it comes down to the end minute, I'm not saying that we're going to win, but I'm saying I'm confident that we know what we're doing
Oh, absolutely.
going into that situation where they're just going to play football.
Yeah.
They're hyped. They're got a game plan, but they're just going to. They want to win. They got the game plan they set up.
Well, the game plan.
Bill had the game plan done after the fucking game was done. After we played the last game, Bill had a game plan for when we play you in the playoffs. This is how we're going to play you, and we're going to watch you, and we're going to tweak little things throughout the year until we figure out what we got to do to make sure it's good. And we're going to take our equation of our team. It's mathematics for them.
That's the William and Bill.
That's William. That's William Belichick fucking slapping it on the table for you.
Baltimore's game plan includes a little
That's-
too much of.
This should have gone in the front half of the podcast when we were talking bullshit. I saw this hilarious meme. It says, "Gray sweatpants are for guys with dicks,
with dick, not
with dicks, not with peepees."
yeah.
And I thought about that, and I said, that's the chick that wrote that. That's the chick that talks all that shit until she gets a real dick. And he cracks that cervix in half like 5 different ways because she was talking all that shit. I need a big dick. She broke that shit off right on
She
it.
found one.
And he got excited because here's the other part of this is I'm always feeling bad for the dudes with the big dicks. And you might think that might be role reverse, like the big dick dudes
No,
feeling
the
bad for
role
guys
reversal.
with like the smaller or average sized dicks. No, because I can get in there and go all hamburger on that shit. Everything I want, and I ain't gonna get in trouble. I might fucking win a fucking prize. I might hit something I'm supposed to. Who knows? But he can't.
I did something I'm supposed to.
He can't. He can't do that. He
Yeah.
can't because he got a big old whatever the fuck. He can't do that because he's gonna physically fucking hurt somebody to the point where she doesn't even want to talk to him anymore. She could have had a connection with him, and she can't even have a conversation with him anymore because she's fucked up and can't walk straight for 2 days after this because he got the wrong idea because you were trying to play tough and he beat it up and now you're messed up. Guess who she calls next? Mr. Pee-Pee. She calls Pee-Pee back. So, like, dude, don't ever try to make me feel bad about Mr. Dudes with dicks and fucking 7 whatever flat. I don't give a fuck in your sweatpants. I'm still wearing gray sweatpants. Right now, I'm wearing gray
Right now.
sweatpants. But let me just, it's all right. You work it. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick about your dick.
I like pee-pee sounds way more approachable too. Dick sounds aggressive.
It sounds aggressive.
You don't want to be near that shit. Sounds like it might fuck up your hair or something. I don't have hair, but I feel like it would be a problem. But yeah, no.
That was a good rant. I like that.
I'm sorry. I just had to jump. I don't
was
even
a
remember
funny
what we were
one.
talking about. Oh, football. So,
So Bill's playing his pee-pee. He's not being a dick.
exactly.
Lamar's out there running around with the big
So
dick.
that's my. So what's your call for the playoffs, or the Super Bowl?
Man,
Who's gonna be in the Super Bowl?
I would love to see the Vikings in there, but I just can't call that. Saints Baltimore.
Okay, I got Saints Patriots. Yeah, I'm cool with that. And shout out to the Celtics for fucking tearing it up, boys. Everybody doubted you, including me, when Kyrie left.
Suns are on right now. I'm gonna have to catch the
Suns have been
this
playing well
game.
too. Suns
Yeah,
not as good as the
They've
Celtics.
They've barely been losing. We had DeAndre Ayton out for the first 25 games.
Right.
Booker was out for a while.
Man, that kid is special though.
Fucking Ricky Rubio was out for a little while. We kind of got everyone back, not 100% healthy. There's potential. There's potential.
There's a lot of good teams in the NBA. I haven't been paying super close attention, but I'm starting to catch up. I watched the game the other day for the Celts. I think it was Christmas or something.
If I hear another fucking anti-Suns fan say we could have had Luka Doncic, I'm gonna slap you.
Who? Oh, they were bitching about
DeAndre Ayton.
No, it was
It's just
football.
Doncic's been tearing.
It was
tearing
football. It was it Mason Bradley and Patrick Mahomes? No, who was it?
No, we could have had Patrick Mahomes. The Cardinals could have taken Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago.
I watched something the other day, and it was like they could have had this person, but they ended up with this person.
The Cardinals could have had Patrick Mahomes.
No, it wasn't that though. It was like,
Or maybe we could have had Lamar. We could have had Lamar Jackson. But I'm okay with Kyler. Kyler's cool.
yeah, I don't know. I'm done. It's oh my god, it's an hour and 30. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
What do we got? What should we end on?
Don't know. Just slam that bottle of vodka and this pickle juice and get out.
Let's do Wildcat Peak. I like my
Yeah.
Wild Cat.
I haven't talked to Garrett in a while. Or Connor. Got to get those guys back.
I feel like I need that phone in my hand because there's things that happened on it that I can't remember over the last like couple days. Oh, did we hike South Mountain yesterday? Or not hiked South Mountain, but some trails up there.
Mm-hmm.
Some fucking awesome trails up there.
Some really good ones. Did you go up that little picnic building up at the top?
No, we went right before it and then went out that way. We've been up there a bunch of times.
Yeah. That's a good one. Good hike. Some good hiking over yonder.
Shout out to Wreck Pizza, too. Up off of like 99th and Beardsley. Lake Pleasant, somewhere in there. But
oh, I've been going and playing some basketball. Obviously not this week because Wednesday was Christmas Day. Mm-hmm.
You don't fucking call me, invite me.
I thought about you last time. I thought about you last time. I'm gonna get you up there. There's about 20 people up there when I went last time.
I don't want to play.
It's right here. 95th Avenue in Beardsley.
Yeah, I go up there. The dog park's right next to it.
Yep.
I was just there yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Sunday
and Wednesday, there's usually about 15, 20 people up there. So anyone listening that lives around
You were there?
Here,
you were that close to my house and you didn't...
I've gone up there twice. Running some full court.
The song's Carbomb by Wildcat Peak. Off the Awake single, I guess. It's like an EP to me. Come on, boys. I'm tired of waiting on more music. Don't make me come fucking shake the door handles at your house. I'll put lyrics on this. You understand? I'll tattoo it. I'll sear this fucking thing. Drop this bitch in a pressure cooker.
Speaking of,
got one now.
About to throw a pork loin in there and be eating later tonight.
Right?
It's already late, but...
It is late. So shout out everybody checking out the Keegs Kota podcast. It's episode, what was it? Trace?
32.
Oh, it's 32?
Yeah.
Man, where you been all my life?
Mm-hmm.
Hiding out on me. So we're finishing it up. Thanks to all the Spotify, Apple, YouTube. If you still look at Facebook, we're on there too. I'm gonna find my way to all the other ones. We're getting there.
We're on a bunch of them already.
Yeah, man.
I don't know which ones, but we're on a bunch of podcast apps.
Any y'all young, inspiring media moguls want to come get with it, come hang out. Let's figure it out. Let's do some work. But from right now, signing out of 2019 for the Keegs Kota, the Bernie Dyke podcast, all the podcasts that I've been doing this year. Thank you guys for listening and taking the time to pay attention to us. I put in a lot of work, but you guys must have put in even more time to listen to all the bullshit that we've been spewing over this. So I really appreciate it. Mom, Dad, all my family members, my sisters, Jordan and India, my wife Crystal, my friend Dakota, Bo Back Bang Biscuits, Bob Ackerman, all our guests. We got, should we just start?
Grits, Jared Gabriel, Wildcat Peak, a.k.a. Garrett and Connor. Dame James, a.k.a. Tragedy. Who else we got?
I got Colin Rasmussen. I got James Fody. I got Duran, I'm sorry, brother. I can't remember your last name off the top of my head right now, but I got Duran. Boback, like I said, Bob Ackerman. I know I'm missing somebody out there. I apologize, whoever it is, but there's somebody else. Jeff Southwick, thank you for helping me with everything you helped me with this year, man. I couldn't have probably got this done or even started without you. You pushed me to get this going, so I appreciate that. And shout out everybody again that listen, my sisters that put in the time to give me critiquing because nobody else ever fucking does.
100,000 plus fucking listeners and no one fucking comments shit.
Bro, I turn down offers daily. People keep offering me to stop. I say no. Bernie Dyke podcast out.